Hardcore Henry. Hardcore Henry is just, I did not plan on doing any sort of like stupid beginning thing for that thing, and I decided, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm going crazy. Hardcore Henry is directed by Isla Ishnuler. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm sorry, Isla Ishnuler. I don't know how to say it, but it stars Charlton Copley, and it's the first-person shooter video game movie that is come out, and it is a movie that I have been super interested in seeing because the trailers played the Queen song, and it has like this weird cool tone of like over-the-top action and everything, and it's all from the first-person shooter kind of thing, and I'm like, you know, I grew up playing games like that, like Call of Duty and things, and I'm a younger person, obviously, so I was like, you know what, I'm actually really excited to see what this movie is. I didn't know if I could get involved in a story that took place from first person the whole time. I didn't know how the story would play out. So I went in with a lot of apprehension, but a lot of curiosity as well. And the thing with this movie is that right off the bat, I loved this movie. I loved it. I thought it was incredibly ambitious, incredibly just outlandish, and it's hardcore. Like its title says, it is a hardcore movie. But that's for me. You know, I'm a younger person. I've grown up playing these video games and things. I don't think a lot of people are going to like this movie. And I wouldn't suggest a lot of people to see this movie. A lot of older people, I don't think they're going to like it. Even younger people like my age, I don't know if they'll like it. This is such a weird movie that I loved, but I don't think a lot of people will love it because the first person aspect of it, it's literally you're the camera the whole time. It's like you're the one playing the movie. So it feels like you're playing a video game, but you are watching the movie take place, and you're in the camera. And I've never seen a movie like this the whole way through. I've seen aspects of it in short films or in other movies. Even with the Brothers Grimm, they did like many scenes where it was first person kind of thing and whatever, but it was such a short little amount that I was like, oh, that's cool in that movie. It wasn't the whole movie though. In this movie, it is literally the entire film is from the first person. So, it was like this. Hi, I'm Hardcore Henry. I'm gonna shoot this guy. Boom, 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 boom. It was like, it's so stupid. You can just see the trailer and you'll know. But that's how the whole movie is. The whole movie is taken from that point of view. And it all lends upon the actors acting to that person. So the main character is technically Henry, the person behind the camera, but we never see him. We never see his face. He's the main character, but in reality, Charlton Copley, the guy from District 9 and, Elysium and all those movies, he's really the main character. So you're following him and figuring out what he's doing and figuring out, you're following him in this adventure, and it's all from the first person. So you are Hardcore Henry. You're the guy doing all the crazy stuff, and I don't think a lot of people are gonna like that because it's a little bit, it's almost like found footage. It's a lot of shaky cam and a lot of just not in focus stuff. It's kind of hard to explain because realistically, the best thing to do is to watch the trailer for this movie. And if by the trailer you are uninterested, or if you're like, I don't think I like that, don't even bother seeing this movie. Because if you can stand the trailer, you're not going to like the movie because the whole movie is like the trailer. And I think that's good to know because it's a good just 2-minute clip to show you this is what the movie is. And I thought the trailers for this thing actually really set it up. Even after watching it, it really set up the movie very well, telling the tone, telling exactly how the movie was going to go, telling everything about the movie. And so my suggestion is watch the trailer, and if you are interested in that kind of thing, go see the movie, because if by the trailer you're interested and you're like, I want to see how that turns out, I think you're gonna really like this movie. So with all that being said, if you're older or if like you're turned off by the trailer, don't even bother seeing this movie, because I think you're just not gonna like it whatsoever. You're not gonna respond to it. But if you respond to that trailer and you're interested whatsoever, I highly, highly, highly recommend going to see Hardcore Henry, because it is like nothing I have ever seen. It is in your face. It is hardcore. It does not hold back. It is just vulgar and in your face and bloody, and it holds no arms back. It is the most insane movie I've ever seen, and it was mind-blowingly awesome. It is so just refreshing and new, and I've never seen anything like this. It's like the best video game I've never not played, I've ever just watched, you know? It's like, it's so much like a video game, because literally the entire movie is action set piece after action set piece after action set piece, and it just keep building and building and building. It's not like, oh, the first action scene is like the best. No, the first action scene is awesome, and then you're like, oh my gosh, how are they gonna top it? Oh my gosh, they just did it. And then it just keeps getting better and better and better and better. By the end of the movie, you're like, man, I don't know where they're gonna go, you know? And then they set up this final scene, and you're like, I wonder how this is gonna turn out. And it's like the best part of the movie. I asked my brother, I saw it with him last night, and I was like, dude, what was your favorite part? And he was like, the ending. It was so amazing. The end final boss scene. And it really is maybe the best scene in the movie. Every scene in this movie is so unique, so original, so just in your face, and it is so awesome to see. I love seeing movies like this that take a risk and just try something new. And it's definitely not for everybody, but if you give it a shot and you're interested in this kind of thing, I think you're really, really, really gonna like this movie, because it is just so original. And you have to, here's the thing, you have to go with the story, because at first you don't know what's happening. You are the character, and he doesn't know what's happening, and so therefore you do not know what is happening. And throughout the film you discover what's going on. And by far my favorite part of this movie, the action is awesome. I thought the directing was amazing, and just like nothing I've ever seen. I don't know how they did this movie. The score and soundtrack, by the way, were phenomenal. I thought the score and soundtrack really, they had amazing songs at the perfect point, and then amazing score at the perfect point. I really thought that all went well. But by far, I think the best part of this movie is Charlton Copley. The guy from District 9, the guy from Elysium, he played Chappie. He was amazing in this movie. I don't want to give away what he does in the movie, but he shows up and he plays 50 different types of characters. And it's all explained at some point, so don't like give up on it, because it is explained at one point who he is and like what's going on with his character. But he is so just, I've never seen an acting performance like this. He plays so many different roles, and he's amazing at every single one of them. Every single time he shows up, you're like amazed at how like awesome he is, and how funny he is, and how like you just don't see him coming, and he surprises you every time he shows up. And it is such a treat to see an actor have such fun in a role. I've never seen an actor obviously have so much fun in a role. I've seen a lot of actors that I'm like, oh man, they must have had a lot of fun doing this. Tom Cruise has a lot of fun doing his own stunts or whatever. Charlton Copley, I feel like this is maybe the funnest thing he's ever done, movie or otherwise, because he got to play so many different characters, he got to do so many different things, he got to just go crazy and over the top and lead a movie, and he blew me away. I think this is maybe the best acting I've ever seen from him. I think this is maybe one of the best performances of the year. I thought he was fantastic. I hope that he gets some sort of recognition later in the year, because he blew me away. Every time he showed up, you just get a big smile on your face. You get excited. And the thing is, he's the one that you connect to. He's like the main character. You know, Hardcore Henry. Henry's the main character. He's the one you're following around. He's the guy. You are Henry, but Charlton Copley, for me, is the lead. I'm not sure if they consider him a supporting actor in this or like the main actor. I don't know. But for me, he's the lead, and he's the one that you follow, and he's the one that drives the whole plot, and he's the one that brings all the emotion that I didn't even expect would be there to this movie. The thing with this movie is, the action was happening, everything was unfolding, you were discovering new things, and I was like, this is awesome. This is so cool. From the very first scene, the opening credits was like maybe the best since Deadpool. It was so awesome, the opening scene and everything, and then the whole movie starts off, and it's awesome. It's a lot of action. It's amazing. And for me, I was like, this is cool, but like, you know, I'm not like too invested in the character. Like, I want to see what happens and everything, but you're somewhat confused at what's happening. But then, Sharlto Copley keeps coming up and his character evolves, and midway point through the movie, you are really involved in his character because they set it up and they explain things throughout the way, and at a certain point you completely understand. And when they finally revealed what was happening, you get really involved in his character and in Henry's character and in everything going on. You actually get a lot of heart that I didn't expect to be there, because you know the beginning of the movie didn't have much heart or anything to it. You're kind of just going on for this crazy ride, but then there was an unexpected amount of involvement to characters that was awesome to see, because it really brought the movie to another level. It brought it to another level for me that wasn't there, and it really added to the movie, because by the end you care so much for Henry's pursuit of the bad guy, you know, and the bad guy was awesome too. Everybody, I thought, did a fantastic job in this movie, acting off of basically just the audience. And the bad guy was super over the top and crazy, and that's what this movie is. So he wasn't out of place or anything. The movie is outlandish and just ambitious and crazy, and I think just so worth seeing. You know, if you have a little bit of doubt, I suggest still seeing it. Just so you could say that you saw it, so you could know if you like it or not, you know? So if you're on the fence, I suggest seeing it. If you completely hate the trailer and you are, you know, older or whatever, and you're like, I have no interest in this, my parents don't want to see this movie. I wouldn't suggest them seeing this movie because I don't think that they would like this kind of movie. But if you're a little bit on the fence, like, I don't know, like, it looks kind of cool, I say see it, because it's a worthy new experience to see in a theater, like nothing we've seen before. You know, especially with so many movies nowadays that are so straightforward, and like so many action movies that just blend into one another. This one stands out, and I think that it might start a new kind of trend that might become tiresome after a while. I'm not sure how long these movies will last for and still be fresh, but this being the first big one that I've seen, I love it, and I really suggest seeing it. And I hope that it does well, because I think it is so ambitious and so awesome to see just fresh new ideas and awesome acting, awesome. The action in this thing is uncomparable. I've never seen action like this in a movie, and it's so much different than other action movies. It's like I wouldn't compare it to anything else. It's only comparable to like a video game, but it's better than a video game because it's like real life kind of things, and you're the one controlling it. It's so unique. I really, really love this movie. Definitely not for everybody, like I said, but if you are on the fence on this thing, I suggest seeing it. If you're a little bit younger like me, if you grew up playing Call of Duty and things like that, I suggest seeing this movie. I'm going to go 4.5 out of 5 for Hardcore Henry. I really love this movie. Really suggest seeing it. It is like nothing you'll ever see again. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this and you want to see more reviews from a guy like me, you can subscribe, and I'll see you at the next one.